What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the 20th of August. It's Sunday around lunchtime. We're going to take a look at XRP and the rest of the markets here on this Sunday afternoon. See what's going on here with XRP. I share a couple things that I did not get to too much in yesterday's video. So welcome to the channel, all of the new subs, and thanks as always to all of the current subscribers. Guys, let's jump right into this XRP video. Start this video off. We're over here on coinmarketcap.com. Fear and greed on the upper right hand side is sitting at a 34, so we have plenty of fear in these markets. We've been sitting pretty much neutral for a while now, and we talked about there's something big coming in the crypto markets, and we have finally seen some movement, some volatility, to say the least, and it has been to the downside. So sitting at a 34, so the bulls cryptos are looking pretty juicy right now, as in not a bad time to buy, in my opinion. Not financial advice, guys, depending on what you're buying, of course. So Bitcoin dominance here, sitting at 48, Ethereum sitting in number 2, XRP sitting at number 5, down 14.27% in the last 7, up a couple percent today. Let's head over to a website called cryptobubbles.net. So we're on the daily time frame here. We have XLM up 4.1, XRP 3.5, so not too bad. Hey, we'll take it right after that volatility, and a couple other ones there. So guys, we're going to jump into the charts, and I want to show you a move that happened a couple years back, and it's playing out very similar to what we just experienced this week into the weekend. So here we are on an XRP daily chart, guys. This will be the Bitstamp data, and once again, daily chart. So as we look at the chart here, I'm going to get the arrow tool up on the screen. We had this big breakout here. So we did speak a little bit about this in yesterday's video, but we're going to get more in depth today. Big breakout here from the 33-cent range all the way up to a peak of 79 cents. So that is a massive, massive move. And keep in mind, prior to that move, XRP was just basically range-bound and volatile for a very, very long time. So when we started to see that breakout to the upside past all of these highs here, it was very nice to see. Well, it was short-lived, to say the least, and you know, we printed a lower high, a lower low, another lower high, and then the SEC came out and sued Ripple, and the market just completely plunged. They pulled the plug, they drained the bathtub, and that was it, at least for a little while. It was very short-lived, but they did do that. So we ended up obviously undercutting the breakout zone, which was at the 32, 33 cent range, undercut the lows here, all the way back down to this very long-term support line. So that initial move came in at a low of 17 cents. And then, guys, even more crazy than that plunge is the market ended up rallying from 17 cents all the way up to basically $1.95, $1.96, almost $2 in a pretty short amount of time. So to put that in some time perspective, from 17 to $1.96 in 106 days. So not too bad. That is a crazy, crazy move in 106 days. So a few months, it went from 17 to almost $2. Why am I talking about this today, you might ask? Well, we're going to go into what just happened this past week, probably one of the biggest liquidation events that we've seen in a very long time. And I think some people were talking about the biggest in Bitcoin's history. I'm not sure about that, but been here for more than a couple of years, so I've seen some pretty volatile days, to say the least. So what I want you to do is keep a mental image of this, and we'll come back to it. This big breakout, parabolic, volatile, lower high plunge, and what took place here. It's roughly like 1,000% gain or something along those lines. Let's take a look. Let's see here. We're going to go to our recent time frame. So we have this big breakout here past the 55, 56, 57 cent zone. Basically, inverse head and shoulders, give or take. Not perfect, but big resistance here at 55.57. We got the big 73.25% up day from Judge Torres ruling XRP not a security. I think it was a 2.5-year plus running lawsuit. Had the big breaking out past 55.57 cents. That was very nice to see. But guys, it was short-lived. Just like the breakout we looked at back in 2020, 2021, when XRP broke out, that was short-lived as well. XRP printed a lower high right here. This white candles is a mirror image of what took place back then. So we have the big initial breakout, the pullback. Here's our pullback. Here's our lower high. Here is our lower high. Massive, massive break to the downside. Here is our massive break to the downside just recently. This thing got actually put in another lower low, traded volatile, higher low, and then went off to rally. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So we do have a low that took place on the 17th, which was Thursday. That low hit a price of 43.090. We rallied up today really nice, right up to 55 cents, which is a major resistance level that we dealt with a long time back in here, guys. That's where we had that big breakout. So we'll have to see what happens. If this market plays out like it did back in 2020, 2021, we could see a little bit of volatility and then maybe an undercut of the Thursday low, taking us down to this 40, 41, 42 cent range, which was tested back in the 21, 22 timeframe, right when the SEC came in and sued Ripple. So that's a possibility, but we'll have to see. Some things don't always play out exactly the same, but so far it is. So we're going to keep an eye on it. So what I want to show you here is, one, how crazy this is playing out, like it did back in those 21, 22 year. And I want to overlay this and show you how similar it is and give us the upper potential price projection if it does play out the same. So I want to get the arrow tool here. Guys, if you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and join us here on the channel. Appreciate all of the subscribers. Thank you very much, guys. So you can see the initial breakout, and this white candle starts at the peak of that move back in 2020, 2021. Volatile, lower high, the big washout move, and you can see back then we had another washout move take place back down to that resistance, getting volatile, and then it actually started to move to the upside. So if it plays out similar, this tells us that we could get up to that $1.64 give or take range. And it could take, it could take a few months for that to happen. And we could expect some volatility. Like I said, we could get back down to this 40, 41, 42 cent range before experiencing some volatility. Another run up here to the overhead resistance line. Basically, XRP is in this big, long, multi-year pennant pattern. The apex goes out into 2025. So we'll see if that plays out. And then, this tells us that we could get up to that $1.60 or so range. Now, this is slightly skewed because the range back then was much further than where we are at now in the apex. So depending on how you adjust this range, it could change and will change, I should say, the overhead price projection. So depending on how you overlay this, it'll obviously change the upper targets, but it's roughly around $1.64 to that $2.12 range. That is what I came up with anyways, based on what happened back then, overlaying it to what happened now. Keep in mind, XRP, Ripple, XRP, has clarity from the SEC. Didn't have it back then, and it made a massive move from 17 almost to $2. So we'll see what happens here, but this thing is playing out very similar, although the range it's moving is different. We're at a different price here, but the pattern is playing out very similar. And it could easily take us, like I said, it took 106 days, I believe, back then. So it could be a few months, but it could easily take us up to that 160 to 212, give or take, dollar range. So a $1.5 to a $2 XRP within a few months. But we could experience that down to here first. So back then we undercut the major low and then we rallied. So we could still be in for another major low here for XRP, but we will have to be patient and see. Guys, not financial advice, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments. All links, as always, down in the comments. If you do use those, does help support the channel. Appreciate it. All right, guys, we are out of here. We'll catch you at some point later in the weekend, if not early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.